So how are you again? That's fine, you can just start. Yeah. How did you watch it, actually?
What do you mean how? Like I'm always watching in my phone, the 360.
Okay. I'm trying to like find a way to how I can watch it in a effective way. So today what I tried is I saw the frontal view on my computer and I put this 360 on the phone.
Wait, okay. What did you say?
So the frontal view, I put it on the computer and I tried to synchronize, with the phone, which was showing the 360. I mean, it's a little bit annoying when you want to pause, it's not fluid, the workflow, but I found like 360 is nice for like kind of monitoring
other things.
Yeah, because there are things that it's not really crisp, but for example, like I can see that me walking from one side to another through the back.
Yeah.
Stuff like this. Alright.
And the resolutions you are recording are what?
I'm doing with full HD right now.
1080. 2 times.
1080, yeah.
2 times.
What do you mean 2 times?
Are you recording?
No, this time it was just the
camcorder.
Camcorder, yeah. Because I thought like I could just see it on 360 if I want to see the. I mean, it's we're still experimenting. And I was wondering like if we should hang it on the truss or somehow set it up in the back, because I feel like unless we put some kind of distance from the ceiling, it's like looking
down,
top down in a way, and I kind of like bird eye view, and I feel it's very different. Unless, we have to try it.
It's very different.
Yeah, but I think it's easier if we just put the camcorder in the back and put a little bit more height, maybe. But that's something I will experiment with in the next months.
Yeah. Okay.
And I did annotation again. I haven't put it on the YouTube, so I'll do it now. It helps to kind of get the sense of timing. So,
you would like to share?
Yeah, I can start.
Yep.
So, there's actually quite a lot more to say.
Yeah, that's me. I don't have to. Normally I take a little more like.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
So, yeah, one thing. Yeah. So. I'm gonna wait for you. So yesterday we didn't have much time, right? Like for development. Yeah, it was really rushing.
Yeah.
And at one point I remember I went to turn on the computer, like in and out. I thought that would be a smart move. This will be great. And then I noticed that if I turn on, it will actually automatically boot to Ubuntu, but I wanted Windows, and I had to go back and do it again. But then I was like, well, actually, I can just do it during the practice. Like there are things that, there are things that have to happen in the development, but also, we could use the practice to set up something if it's something to be shown.
Yeah.
Just territory.
So you want? Okay. So do you want maybe to go through your notes and then I say it at the end, or should I just respond to you?
I think we can just have a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way how I work with that is like I have, for instance, like that's something that I developed from my time and motion bank. I have this list of elements that they must be ready. So that's something that works for me. For instance, like I know some things in my list must be ready, like streaming video, streaming audio, select some outfit. There are things normally I will forget, and then when it comes to the practice, it becomes too much to handle. And other things will slowly start putting, like for instance, yesterday I put makeup also on this list to select something. What else?
Then this is like I found the timer. I mean, it was like a makeshift, but what if we set up my 4K monitor as a timer?
Does sound good?
Like just have something bigger.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's a bit like overkill for that.
No, I think it's good. Like to be honest, people could have like a. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Then, I'll just copy paste everything and then I can like, so it's good. Then I thought about taking development as meditation time. Maybe not really. I mean, this is like, okay, because you explained to me about development, so I wouldn't really put it here, but it's more like for myself, you know, I thought, I found it's like it's starting to become like a chess. This meditation time, you know, like because you could, you know, if one opponent is taking time, I could use the time to think about these things, you know, like because, and also like
like the development.
Yeah, because it was also like intentional because you're taking time, and I mean I'm not saying it's good or bad, but then I just use that time to think about. I mean, of course, I'm taking, you know, we're paying attention, but also like I think, what's next, and then I just do it. But also like it's like to me it was more like, you know, kind of just taking it easy, because especially you were like rushing, you know, you don't have this to go through, so I was like, okay, I'll just. But this is like more for myself. Yeah. This is I don't know if I put it here again. It's just a remark for myself. I said before the practice that I will try to read the speech, like the text, but I didn't do it. This is a big one. Maybe I'll go through like small ones maybe first. This actually was not true. Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of rules. Maybe not the rules, but somehow like I was like it was missing like physical intensity, like, you know, the movement that I could also explore a bit. I mean, because I often, you know, like to do this in improvisation, that I just go crazy with the movement, but it was like quite yesterday. But you know, of course, I can't do this rehearsal every day, like this full intensity. So it's okay. So maybe I just note. Oh yeah, this is interesting. Like aesthetically, like.
But maybe keep the previous one.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I had this like t-shirt. I have this t-shirt with like eyes, and it's a little bit like a reflective. And it was really nice with the lights.
Okay.
I thought, and we have, you know, some jackets that are reflective. So maybe not all the time to wear it, but I think it's nice to like have this like moment when we have this glittery, reflective costume with the like lights from the back.
Okay. But wait, because so there are two different things. So one is that this could become something. So I will suggest that here, because yeah, I agree with you, but I will suggest that what I would call is kind of like a shape, deleter, clothes. Make something better. Like, so not for this Wednesday, but that could be something. But it will demand time. You know, like that's something that I wouldn't like to rush. Like now, just you can. It's more like a personal thing.
It's a remark. Yeah. This I will skip because I want to talk a bit more. Just put notes, marks. actually just August. Anyways, what if we move the August laptop to the other room? Oh yeah, so the station was here, but I was thinking like, for example, that column's empty, so it feels a little bit like closer to the stage, which is good and bad. The connection. Is it better to be close to the stage or not? I don't know, but I thought that one place, if we want to move, like this, it feels a bit like on the side, like kind of hidden in the station, which is also.
I mean, like the way who I see it is like kind of like more in the doer decides, meaning like I don't want to change things right now, like as much as we can. If you want, you can propose it, but you have to deal with that.
Sure.
Because then everything has to be there. So I'm fine, but then you have to, let do it.
Yeah.
But then I will think that the space somehow then it will get already too charged because then everything is there.
Yeah.
So what you decide, like I'm fine. Yeah, we can try if you want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean somehow like I feel that here it opens the space.
Yeah. Also like next to this, right? So
Yeah.
somehow, yeah. I don't know. I think I was like more in the view of the frontal, like with the camera. So that's why I thought like that space could be used. Then we could see everything at the same time.
In the camera.
But that's like the camera thing.
Yeah.
It's not like a strong opinion I have, but I thought that could be used. So I put parentheses here because I again like I'm not super it's not like strong opinion. Easy Hydra interface complements kid sketches. Yeah, it's like a small thing, but like because yesterday we didn't use the kids sketches, but that's like the quality that kids sketches have is like besides the cat, really nice cat. It was like a simple, like not like elaborate sketches, and this easy, like the Hydra interface that we introduced in the workshop also had this kind of something like raw, but that's maybe because I know Hydra, so maybe that's how I see it, but
yeah,
that's not the
I mean, it's part of the like you have to talk about this version. Or like
workshop thing you have to talk. Sure. So for the workshop, we have to talk about the workshop. We'll come back to this. And just aesthetically, Black Magic. This is grid.
Yeah, the grid is nice.
It's nice. Yeah. So something like we could use it intentionally.
That's true.
Yeah. So we turned off everything at the end. That was the kind of the agreement we had.
Except that the light of the chroma stays on. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought like, what if we just leave the projector on with the Hydra because it has this kind of like slow movement.
We can try.
Yeah. It's just. Probably like that's like at that moment we have to decide if we turn off or not. So either way, it's fine.
What I think in this regard is like that it doesn't that if it's clear that we finish, it's fine. So, but so far we have problems with the end.
Yeah.
So maybe it's fine and we have how to finish. Maybe we need to ask help, like to Matteo or Mato, like to help us putting some light or something, and make it clear.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Like if we're still there, but someone just like switches off, so that we don't do it. Because if we start the action to turn off, then it kind of makes the duration of like ending.
That could be. Yeah, that could be. It could be like the. So we can ask one of them like to check that clock, and with the clock finish, that they have to do a blackout. Also with sound. Yeah. Okay, that's something we can ask about.
Yeah. We could use continuity camera if we can set it up, but for example, during the so we have to talk about the workshop. This is something I thought about the workshop.
And I have these things for the necklace. I have 4 of those hanging. This necklace thing where you can put a phone, so you can use it with the camera.
from yesterday, I actually liked this interview moment. It could be like talking to the audience, or it could be like me being the researcher or developer role. Can be like acting or not. Can be half acting and being myself. And then you talk to me and we do this kind of interview. And I put continuity camera because, for example, this could be streamed through the camera. I mean, the audience will be here, so they will see it anyways. But but I think continuity camera, like in different places, we could use with the iPhone connected to what? To the Mac, and Mac goes to the. Okay, it's already complicated, but something like this, if we can set it up.
Yeah, for me, like I'm more in a place that I'm just from the things that we have. I'm just roll with this, but you can propose it.
Yeah. But yeah, this like interview, I thought it would be interesting, but then I have to like practice or like because I was really missing vocabulary to talk about development. Although I know it, but if I need to talk, then I have to practice a little bit. But I think it's interesting to have. We don't have lab code, but it could be interesting to mock.
We could use so until we have these lab codes. I think we should get the lab codes. If it's not this Wednesday, we just do it for August anyway. But actually, we can just get them because we're gonna use them in August, I think. Yeah. So say for tomorrow, we can use just the jackets at some point. So at the workshop, we use the jackets as a uniform. Yeah. So, but then they cannot be used before. There are some. So those things must be in the space until that moment, and in that moment we wear them. So I think maybe if you want to share something else, otherwise then I just jump from there. So you were thinking about.
Okay, so there's another thing about workshop, but there's also something I found interesting. Not about workshop is that I used to tell you something to do it in the future.
Okay, like the minute thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it was challenging, but yeah, I was like, I could abuse this, like I could just in and then tell you, until the end you do something. And then if I'm out, you decide if you're doing this, or if I'm out, then it like disappears. But this I found this interesting. Although I think you forgot the second time, or did you?
No, it was there.
But you didn't say hi to me to announce. Because that was.
I just put it actually. Put it. Yeah. When I heard the alarm, I just put it.
Yeah. And I tried to say it. So that could be like, this in and out could be also. Like,
but you said not like that, but because you screamed, so I thought it was. So that did work like that.
Yeah. So that's something I will try to think, what else I can do. But that's something I didn't really prepare, but I thought on the spot, what if I do it, like just reverse. So that it's not that you are in and ask me to do something, but I'm in and I ask you to do something, and to me to do something. So for the workshop, other comment I had was like, at first we thought like 15 minutes is long, but I think it's good to like explore that part, like 15 minutes. And for example, like I thought about what if we bring some snacks. That's more like, it's not about concretely like bringing snacks, but like how can we change the atmosphere? That was more like a
Okay.
So that's it.
All right. Maybe so. Then I jump from the workshop.
Yeah.
So we need to talk about that workshop, but I guess we have to do it after we finish these comments because it's more general. So we need to change. I agree with you. The aesthetics of everything it has to change dramatically. Like everything is not changing. So I will suggest to not perform, but then you decide by yourself. Because the way I see it, like you take too much attention, and I think it's not about us in that moment, but it's about the people. So
I see.
So you become this attractor, and it's not changing at all the the character. So for instance, like the energy is in the same place. Like you have this, you introduce this new character, but the energy is just the same. It's this person who speaks like this. It has the same energy in the space. So what I thought, like a simplified version is that why don't you? So maybe the jacket. So in terms of aesthetics, so the jackets could be a way to help the people until we get the lab codes to understand. So we look very differently. Now to character, people interacting. So it's not about us, about the people interacting with the website and the wall. Just do as when you give a workshop to the kids, for instance. What if you give a workshop, if you want to be, if you just think that you're giving a workshop about Hydra, what you prepare already, you have this material already ready in your head somehow. Maybe you can reuse that workshop for the kids, but for the people. If the kids understood you, these people will understand you.
Yeah, I see.
So, and it's something that you don't have to work too much because it's there, so you just have to adapt. Because otherwise it just stays in this abstraction that is very performative. So if in this moment it's about the people to make it really fast to understand, we should try to be more, give them help with things. So this is just thinking out loud. You don't have to, but I just thought like a simple way could be like, you have this material for the kids, you have a workshop for the kids. Why if you adapt it and you give a workshop for adults, for instance?
I see.
I will just go through, and then if you can maybe just hold this, and then and then Matthew just started. It was really funny that Matthew just started to perform. When I asked him like something, what do you think before? Yeah, what do you think about yesterday and today? And he just said, in this energy that we are just having in the space, like it was different. So it was really funny to see that he just started to perform. I was just trying to have a conversation with him, and he just started performing.
That was really funny.
It's just, Naoto. So, for instance, something that I thought it was very conflict for me was like, for instance, like at some point I also use scream. So it was an attractor. Like the focus should not be us in that moment. I think it should be the people, and we are just helping them to get the workshop as much as we can. So I said like the rule is not performing during the workshop. The same, but. So.
Yeah. No, I think now it's clear like your intention about the workshop, because I think I didn't really understand the intention about the workshop, but so you're literally saying it's a workshop.
It's a workshop. It's just like that, because otherwise. And it's difficult, especially when we go back again to this thing of the voice and the text. I was thinking of that today, like for instance, because I'm trying to be just normal in the workshop, so just speaking like this. So it means that I have to make an effort to try to build something that is very different when I'm performing. Otherwise, like when I see the performance, I don't see very much difference between me speaking when I speak in the performance and me being in the workshop. So for myself, I start like thinking like, okay, I need to think of possibilities like for me, like maybe I could think. I need to propose things, how to make whatever that is happening. That I need to propose something that is drastically different.
Yeah, I just thought like, what if you try to be more performance? Try to be performative.
In the workshop?
Just random comment, just thought that.
I mean, one idea that I thought is...
Like you become AI researcher, for example.
What I thought was... No, but again, like I think like what I don't like from that idea is that it could become like a... It could be interesting, but also it's like it can fire back, because is difficult. Wait. So I think what is complicated to perform, to be a performer, is that you are playing with energy. So if the score in the moment is not being an attractor, then you have to be very good performer to handle that energy, because you don't want to kill the. It's very difficult to not be an attractor when you're performing.
Right.
It will be easier to just be yourself than. I think that's what I'm saying, that I will be more reluctant to do that, because if I start performing, my energy will go in performative state, and I might start calling attention, because I'm in, and I don't have the time to build this character, because otherwise I will do it normally in steps until I more or less get what is this character and how to deal with it.
Okay.
But I really thought, when I thought in the character, I thought, for instance, like maybe I could be like a news, like you know how the people speak in the radio, like, welcome people, this is the, you know, like, welcome to the workshop, and then we just start speaking like this, like with like how the radio speak, like, and then I could, like, that could be something that also just from my tonality is like, hello, welcome people, welcome to the workshop, we are very happy to have you, this is my blah, 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 blah. So just from the tonality, if I compare how I'm trying to work the other voice, is more like I want to tell a story, it's hard. Just from the tonality is, hello people, like, just like from that will help me to build a character, but I don't feel confident in building that in time. So I'd rather...
Actually, like, this is something I thought about doing when you said, you know, the kids workshop, because I don't do that. I mean, maybe it's good, but I thought, like, what would be easier for me to access is the Hydra tutorials that I make. I have a bunch of videos, and they can be that state. You know, like, thank you for watching. So we're going to go look into modulation, this kind of stuff. I can do it.
Yeah.
But then again, it's going to be a tractor anyways. But I think but we can try. You know,
No, but that's fine.
No,
I think it's like what I'm sharing, just the things that I know for me won't work. Like for me, I will need time to handle that.
Yeah.
If it becomes something that it helps the people, let's do it. You know, because it's about the people. Then there's not a problem that you build a character if the character helps the people.
Yeah, and it's real.
Yeah. Like you're doing that. That's what I was saying. Like you don't have to create too much thing. You are doing these things.
Right.
Like it will be an extra work, and that is more complicated to do. Like just let's use the resources that we have right now, which was the thing that you said when the first day, no? Like when I start saying like let's perform upstairs and everything. So you have this thing of tutorial, so
yeah, that's good.
just like use it, and especially I think like this idea of the kids. I like it. I don't know how you give the workshop, because that was in German, I guess.
Well,
How was your workshop actually?
it was mostly English, but I was, you know, like, well, it was kind of.
Das ist Schmittling. Das Schmittling.
What is it?
Schmittling is a butterfly.
Schmetterling. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
What's Schmetterling im Bauch? Was it like this in the stomach and the butterflies? Do you know this?
No.
There's like is it like a phrase like when you're like in
No.
love? Yeah.
Yeah, like the butterflies and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
but they use in German?
That's in German.
That sounds very funny. The Schmetterling in the Kopf.
In Bauch.
In Bauch. Yeah, that's totally not how it sounds.
That's why it's funny. Okay.
So let me move on. Like
for your character, we see what you can do.
Okay, so let's say about the workshop. So that was about the workshop. So you know, this thing of the eating was very concrete, and I like it. I really like it that the eating, like the apple was good, especially for me, for instance, for talking. You know, like it's a very simple action, but it's very concrete. You know, you eat an apple. It's very, in terms of when I speak about shape, it's like it has a shape. You know, it's very concrete.
And I think it was good with the music. You think?
Yeah,
It
because
was
with the yeah. So workshop to do eating. I like it. Proposal, descriptions, and practice. What? It's interesting. I said practice. It's interesting the development time, like that's, I start seeing that. But again, because so this is just more like me thinking out loud. So I think so one of the proposals, like hold this somewhere, like I don't want to stay there too much, but I just want to introduce it. One of this proposal tomorrow is like to describe what is that we're doing. So I was trying to do that. So I said it's about two foreigners sharing the working space. Sometimes they have to work together, and at a given moment they give a workshop. Clean the stage, remove things that I have this different thing. So now going back to this idea, when I put in my notes, it's interesting the development time. We have to see, like I start seeing that this development time is very interesting because we are getting ready, but we have to think together. I don't know if it's interesting for the people to access that. I mean, for us it works like as a warm-up. We can think or not is to give the people access to that.
Right.
So I think at some point, so it's conceptually, and what I'm saying is conceptually, so we don't have, it's part of, we need to talk at some point in time about, like this idea of like bringing the world inside out, like the way what I was working for the sigil thing, I'm seeing in the theater. I mean, it's not my idea, not like it's not, I'm not the first person who said that. But it's just like putting elements of the theater out and putting things that are out inside of the space. Yeah. So that's my intention in bringing part of the stage upstairs, and it's something that I'm trying to be conscious. So, for instance, this person called Dora Garcia, she's that at some point I shared this with you. She's one person who's wrote about her performances. There is one that is called rehearsal, and it's just rehearsal. It's a rehearsal. So in that atmosphere is a development time. It's not a performance. It's kind of how it's a warm up, right? For us, the development time is a warm up. But I think there is a lot to dive in that atmosphere, in that place. But I don't know where to put it. So right now, I don't know what to do with this. Like I'm thinking that it's interesting. That moment, I know it's interesting. The development time is very functional for us in the performance, but I don't know if it's something that maybe we should share or not. I mean, in terms of dynamics, if we think, for instance, like practically speaking, like for me, my gut is telling me we should share it because there is a drastic change in dynamics between development and the practice. So my gut is telling me like, if what we need, one of the problems that we agree we have is we have dynamic problems. So the dynamic is changing in the workshop. There is a different dynamic in the warm-up development time. So perhaps we could use it. Okay, wait. I just believe this sentence interesting. Development time. Rehearsal as performance. So let's call it. This for us is a warm up, right? We are sharing the warm up. Notes from yesterday.
I mean, if I decide now, I think we should just keep it public. But also, like, I feel like my question more is like the dynamics for us will change because the audience is there, right? I'm not like I don't have any problem showing that part, and I think what you said makes sense with the dynamics. But our dynamics will change because the people will be here.
Dora Garcia, and this is a warm-up. Actually, in our case, a warm-up. So you were saying that about our dynamics will change because we will have the gaze of the outside.
Yeah. But I think we should still do it. Like, I think we should. Sure.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I like the clothes on cover, maybe. So this that you did today, I thought was interesting. Like you uncover that, like so. I'm in this kind of like a minimalist try and take. You know, I'm trying to not introduce a new element. From the point of view of information, I'm trying to leave less things, right? So when that thing is covered, it looks more like as a unit. When it's uncovered, it looks many small pieces inside, right? So from following that idea of information for me works better if it's covered, right?
Right.
But when you did it yesterday and I was watching, I thought like that's interesting. That, but maybe I don't think we have to set that on stone. But we just have to acknowledge that it was interesting and that could happen. How it happened organically, it was nice. The way how it happened. The uncovering of this thing.
Yeah, I did it more like to disrupt.
That didn't
Not,
work.
disrupt like not, I mean the space, you and myself, because I know that it's, you know, like you said, it's at first it should be like this, like it should be covered. Like that's the mindset because it will anyways go like messy.
Right.
So why do I do it now? Why do I just show the trick now? But I think that also gives like the tension.
So, but this, I think this is interesting to see. Like, I start feeling that. So we are more conscious of. These are magic tricks, no? Mm-hmm. So somehow it's like, and that literally is the feeling of ta-da. These are magic tricks, no? So, for instance, you know, I think it would be the wrong path to start like setting that on stone. You know, like say like after this or before that. Like so staging the thing, but for instance, if by chance it happens, maybe you can just even before say like no, say like maybe by chance might be a light and even smoke. You know, like maybe what I'm saying is like maybe the trick could be more ta-da, you know, and there's like the time to like oh, wow, like because there's so many beautiful artifacts there inside. So. So to acknowledge, I mean, I think this is more in general to, when I said before, like to give time, because that's this about this critical point, you know, like that's changing things in the space, you know, so how the space get affected, because it changes drastically from that unit to different small things inside, and that affect us.
Yeah, and I think for like each of us, like what you said, you know, like for example, I didn't really consciously think about like taking and uncovering that and to show it off. But if you thought about something as drastic, and if you want to, you know, make a comment or I don't know, make some sound, whatever, or applause, whatever, that also could be interesting to have this tension. Because then I was thinking when you said that, like you know, like a trick for like hip hop dance when they're like dancing in the group and then doing the same choreography, and if one makes a mistake, then that's the start of the solo of that person because he already, you know, make a mistake, so everyone's like attention is there, so let's do a solo. And I think that could be used. I mean, I just made that situation. So even if it's not my intention to have the attractor.
But the problem, I mean, I get your point, but I think the problem is I see that it's difficult to then compare for me, because then everything is going at the same time. So like few people are going in a choreography together, so it's clear when somebody makes a mistake, right? So then in our case, it's just look at the space. So it's just many things at the same time. So ideally, so I think it's exactly, I mean, I see the same, and we are doing that, but I guess it's a practice because we just have to recognize when the attractor happens, and that just demands a lot of sensibility.
Yeah.
I guess that's part of that. That's why we are that's why the energy is kind of like this, because we are trying to like see like, and it's getting better like in the way of listening, how we listen to each other, but then it's true we are missing the sandbox, like we are missing ourselves, like the normal practice,
right?
Because we are trying to work towards this thing on Wednesday.
Yeah. But I also feel like like I always feel like after this like rehearsal or practice, like I could have done more. It was really like the energy was low. But if I look at it, it doesn't really feel that long. Like it's not boring. That's what I was thinking. Like because after I perform, I feel like it could have been like really boring to watch this. But from the outside eyes, it's not. I didn't feel it's like boring. I mean, it could be like slow sometimes, often, but it doesn't. There's a lot of information, and it doesn't feel like getting bored.
No, there's a lot happening. Like also like Matthew Chappelle yesterday, and then Mato also. It's very interesting. Like I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm not also interested in that. I'm interested if it's the people are interested in following up like that. So in a way they're entertained. Like they're always busy like trying to find out what are they doing.
Yeah.
There's always something for people to see.
Yeah.
So I think it's going in a good direction in that sense.
Totally.
Wait, so about the folk, I like the clothes, yeah, so the bodies, so the clothes, yeah, so the magic trick. Can you just put it here as magic trick? Magic tricks. Clothes on cover. Uncover the rack clothes. The rack of clothes. About the folk, like I guess that was a question. So far I have just two options. One was slow or fast. Should we?
Sorry, what?
About the folk song. So
Folk.
the folk song.
You mean like type of song?
Yeah. No, stop. Okay, let's. Maybe I will just put it here. Remember to do. I need to remember. Let's read it to the time. About fall. Yeah. To do. Stop. Okay. I think I finished. I'll start practice there before. Now the walking outside open. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Like when you walk outside, this thing that you did, like that opens the space. They open the space, so that's good. I think that's.
Yeah, now I'm consciously doing it, but also like first intention was like I don't want to cross the stage. If I want to be, if I'm on this side and I want to pick up the clothes, then I will go all the way around.
Okay.
Or I could go to the backstage, but that could be also interesting. I know you have to open the door. Anyways.
Yeah, at some point I thought like. Yeah, that was the thing in the beginning that it was. So the first song, I think it was interesting because naturally there was nothing, and you were here, and I was just here. So it was.
When I was clapping in the end.
At the end you were clapping, and I was
here,
just here. So I think it was interesting because there was nothing. Also the lights were like very minimal, and at some point I used that editor. So I think that was nice because already the song is really catchy, So I think I like that. It was very minimal.
Yeah, I was already like, when the song was playing, like I was debating like, should I go there or not? And I was like, let's just be, because I don't have to be the clown all the time.
No, but I think that's good, like, because, so if with this idea of the tractor, then what you were doing also is minimal, no? Like, there is no need to do it in the stage. Like, I think that was good because then you open the stage, That's interesting. But to be honest, I think like the fact that I didn't took so many notes, I was thinking that it means that I don't have. So it means that it's getting somewhere. Because normally, like the previous days, like I have a lot of notes. Like now, this is getting somewhere.
I think I had a lot of notes because I still felt like when I was like going into this practice yesterday, like I was super overloaded because we had a lot of things. Some things were not really well defined, and I was like completely like overloaded. And that's why like when I was like practicing, I was like Like I felt like this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. And that's why I also thought like it was like a node, like when we did that node. That's why I felt like that. But then when I watched it, I was like, yeah, it's actually like
my
taking
feeling.
its shape. Yeah.
My feeling is actually, I always feel shitty when we finish. Every single time. There was only one time that when we finished and I thought that was good. I felt good. There was a time that we did like the 1 hour development and just half an hour practice.
Yeah.
There's one time that was the only time that when I finished I was happy. The rest of the time I always when I finish is like this was shit. And then when I watched the day after, I'm surprised that it was kind of, from outside it was fine.
Yeah.
It might not be the best thing, but it is fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
But that's actually really interesting. That this because I felt the same. Yeah.
Okay, so then we have like from to-dos that I think so we have to talk. We have to talk about the workshop.
Yeah.
About Nuno's talk. So what is about Nuno? Yeah. So about there's tomorrow's conversation with this call with Nuno.
Yeah, I sent you a message. Did I send you a message? Like I thought like because I think it's too late to cancel it. So
have
we
it
just
short.
like keep it short.
So let's talk like after. So we close this thing and
Okay.
then just talk. So with the workshop, then Nuno, and then we choose this song like this folk thing. So there are three things that I want to define.
But for the pop song, you keep it with the same one.
I think we'll just keep this.
Yeah.
If you have something, we can try it.
I mean, like yes and no, but yeah. It's just like for the performance point of view, I think it's good to keep it like this. But for the I don't know, like I started to get a bit like this again.
Yeah.
But as a performance, I think it's good to have a score, and it's like, yeah, we don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Just like my honest opinion.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. From me, I also feel like too much. Okay. Yeah, we didn't listen. We didn't use because the time is so short. Because at the end, if we keep like the 45 minutes, I think it's fine. Because especially when we are introducing 15 minutes of warm up, is already 1 hour. Right. So
Like
So I think we should keep like the structure like this.
Yeah.
And it would be good also because as following what I proposed, like on Sunday we have a structure and then we just have to rehearse the structure.
Yeah.
So, but then it means that we have just 30 minutes of practice, and I think to put already the pop song we are using twice.
Do you know if there's like a short version?
I would not try a different. I mean, you could try to propose something and we can try it. But I wouldn't do it. Like, I mean, me, I won't do it. But if you can take the time and propose something, we can try it and then we can see. But actually not tomorrow. I wouldn't feel comfortable tomorrow.
But if it's not tomorrow, then
On Tuesday.
so
Because then we have Tuesday to see and then Wednesday. No, I wouldn't like
No.
to change it now.
exactly.
It's
That's
too
what I'm
fast.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, because like, no, I think it's too. I will feel uncomfortable if we. I think it's more about. So is that song, but then it's more about like. Shall we let it run? How long is that song, for instance?
It goes for like 5 minutes or so. No? It always feels like that, but no, it's like 3:40. Yeah, 3:40.
3:40?
Yeah. It always feel like it's like infinitely long.
So wait, so what I was trying to say is like, so already in the way how we are doing it is, this song is playing twice.
Yeah.
And we have just 30 minutes to perform. And then, I think it worked that after the workshop, we give them the folk song after the workshop. Yesterday was kind of good. We finished the workshop, and then that was the folk song. I thought maybe we can use the same thing.
Should we close it first? Or
yeah, you can exclude it.